It's intro time. Shush. Everyone shut up. What's going on, main characters? Welcome back to the Third Party Podcast. It's the 104th episode. We got me and the Cody in the studio. What's up, the Cody?
What's up?
And obviously we have the Talks Too Much. That's me, your host. And then we have the co-host, the Cody. This is how hosting and co-hosting works.
I just want to make one thing crystal clear.
Am I getting worse at this? I think
A little bit.
I think you're getting worse.
Before we go on for 15 minutes, we are not muted or anything.
No. It appears that we are not muted. There's no technical issues.
All right, cool.
That I can see. I can ascribe to the podcast.
I only can talk to you for so long, and if I have to redo it,
then that's a problem. Yeah.
It just drains my soul.
Guys, we have quite a bit to get into today. And I'll honestly say we have quite a few topics, but it's been a dry week for pop culture news. So we're going to dig in, but stretching down to the bottom of the barrel on this one a little bit, I think.
What, topics-wise?
Topics-wise, absolutely.
Oh, yeah. No, there was absolutely nothing going on this week.
There's nothing going on this week. There's some rollover from last week, which we get to talk about. But, I mean, most of the news still comes from Steam and Valve. A lot of news around politics. A lot of news around, like, the Battlefield 6 open beta. But, I mean, that's about what we've got. I would say even, like, the Superman news we're going to talk about is kind of like, yeah, that was going to happen. Yes, it's news, but it's
the only news I've been listening to all week is just like YouTube drama stuff. Like this creator's going down, or they're going to jail. Or...
Yeah. This creator's gay, but not really, secretly, kind of. Dude, so what have you been up to this week then? What's your nerd journey taking you down this week?
Nerd journey.
Where's your nerd journey going? What's this chapter of your story telling the world? Telling the audience?
It's still in DC stuff.
Sir? Yeah?
Yeah.
Locked into that Batman universe.
Yeah, no, because I want to... Okay, so...
No judgment. Batman's like
Well, I'm trying to go through all the animated series, and Batman, the animated series, the first season has like 60 episodes, and then it's like 20 or whatever after that. So it's like getting through that to go over to Superman, to go over to Justice League, to go over to Justice League Unlimited. It's like... I got fucking homework, man.
Dude, there's a lot. Well, keep in mind this occupied the attention span of like middle schoolers for basically a generation.
It's cutting into my doom scrolling, dude.
We take that.
How am I supposed to sit up at night just scrolling through YouTube shorts?
You're not supposed to stay up at night going through YouTube shorts. That's how God.
You're not supposed to.
No, God made us so that we did not doom scroll.
But I thought the all-seeing government wants us to do that.
Government wants you to doom scroll. They want you to be doom and gloom.
Yeah, no, I've just been locked into the DC universe. Try going through the Arkham games because they're awesome.
Okay,
and that's all I've been really playing. Yeah, for the most part.
I've been reorganizing and looking through all of my D&D stuff. I've been looking at my Warhammer army and trying to come up with a configuration of this army that actually is viable and playable and strong. And I have come to the conclusion that I am bad at all games all the time. Warhammer, I was like, it doesn't matter how much love, attention, effort I put into Warhammer. I will always be low tier. Because the thing is I can't stand running the meta of anything in any game. I'm like...
I hate that. You go up, look up, tips and tricks I wish I would have known sooner while playing this game. And it's like, that's just playing the game a certain... You get locked into a game where you have so much freedom, and it's like you're locked into a certain way to play to be the best at it, and I hate that shit.
Well, and
it's like the meta for fucking 5v5s, games like that, and it's like, fuck your meta, I want to play who I want to play.
Well, Call of Duty, right? We don't have to look too far to find an example of a meta being abused. When Call of Duty has one gun combination that just vaporizes anyone the player comes across, or a certain loadout set that is going to make you just win lobbies. The community does adapt and develop new versions and stuff, but it takes a patch typically to make the meta go away or something else to come and take its place. So the games that have a very powerful meta have have a power creep problem. So you could see this a lot in trading card games, with Magic and Yu-Gi-Oh. Although Magic almost always had OP cards.
Certain dicks are better than other dicks.
Well, in Yu-Gi-Oh, power creep is real, dude. Like, people who played in like the early 2000s don't recognize the game. You have modern day Yu-Gi-Oh players that hate boomer Yu-Gi-Oh players because they're like, what, you don't want to spend $1,000 on this deck that's going to be relevant for about 2 weeks to go to tournaments that you're going to get a plushie as a prize?
What, you get a black Aragorn out of it?
Oh god, yeah. So well, yeah, Yu-Gi-Oh again is a great example of power creep, but I mean, when you have a meta and your entire meta revolves around playing exactly one combo, and then that's the game, and it's whoever drew the card first is the winner.
Yeah, you were talking about like Call of Duty having like meta guns and whatnot.
Yeah.
Someone was saying that with playing Battlefield, because Battlefield 6 is in the news, whatever, we'll talk about it.
Yeah.
But with Battlefield, there's so many guns to where there isn't really a meta.
Right.
There are guns that are kind of shittier, but it depends on how you use them. Like, I was a big LMG guy in 2042, and the M240, was it the M240? I don't remember.
There's an M249 standard in other games, but I don't know if it's an M249 in Battlefield. Battlefield did a thing in 2042 where they renamed a lot of their guns just a
like
little.
M240 or something. It packed a punch, but you were lucky if you hit anyone with it.
Right, the spray and pray was spray and pray was
So
real.
it's like there are guns that are worse, but like you still do good with them.
The nice thing about Battlefield 2042 though is that you well, and again, I don't know about Battlefield 6 yet because the open beta, I thought the open beta had concluded, and then it turns out it's still ongoing. So yeah, if it's still going, we're gonna probably play that tomorrow. So guys, tune into the stream tomorrow. It should be an absolute blast. Or have some fun trying this thing out. I'm really excited. I'm going to be the guy with the defibrillator running around. It's gotta be me. It's gotta be me.
It's gotta be you.
It's gotta be me.
Yeah, and people are complaining. It's like, we got all these COD players coming into Battlefield.
Yeah, nobody wants the COD players in their games. But you made a great point off stream, and I want you to throw that into like. Can you repeat that that position you made?
I have a lot of positions. What are you talking about?
The point you made about the Call of Duty killer. Like, just,
okay.
Can you just restate that for the audience? I thought that was a really good take.
I mean, yeah, I was going to bring this up when we were talking about Battlefield 6, but like, people have always said, like, the next shooter that comes out, it's going to be the COD killer. It's going to be the COD killer. Nothing ends up being the COD killer. I think Call of Duty killed itself because right now, when you go to Steam, there are 5 other shooters that are above Call of Duty. A beta is above Call of Duty right now.
Which Call of Duty are we talking about?
It just says Call of Duty, I'm assuming.
Oh, that's okay.
Black Ops 6.
Right. Call of Duty put all of their games behind one panel of glass. So you now have Call of Duty as a panel of glass.
That could be Warzone players plus Black Ops 6 players. Who fucking knows?
Yep.
But
so I mean, it's that's all of the Call of Duties.
Yeah, you don't need a Call of Duty killer. Call of Duty killed itself. Everyone's kind of done with Call of Duty because they gave the shit out of their game.
They did, and then they like the goodwill.
There's like a roller coaster gun that you could buy.
Well,
where it's like when you reload, your ammo goes through this fucking like loop of a roller coaster. It's like it's only visible to you.
Right. It's kind of they did a lot of lame stuff, and then they keep hiding behind the nostalgia of like OG Call of Duty Black Ops games, things like that.
Well, that was the seller for Black Ops 6 was that it was going back to forum.
Yeah.
And it was just going to be a boots on the ground shooter, no weird fucking Nicki Minaj twerking on you after she kills you.
I'm very surprised. I would love to be
switch it up months after release.
I would love to be in the boardroom when they're like, you know what we need in our zombie shooter game? Nicki Minaj twerking. Just need her twerking on the barrels. So I mean, all the good things, none of the bad, right? It's just like Call of Duty just loves the good things, all the stuff that makes their games really popular, I suppose. But no,
well, it's like then that skin costs you fucking $40.
Well, and you should have like I understand if you bought the skin, you want to play with it, you should be allowed to put it where you want to in the game. But if you're a developer, you have an interest in like saying, hey, only in the multiplayer, only where other people are going to see you doing it. Like your guns in the zombie game, like we'll give you different skins for zombie game, but yeah, you need to none of the stupid shit that breaks the immersion. Honestly, Call of Duty, good on them for still being one of the most successful arcade shooters. I mean, you put them behind a list of 5, they're still in the top 5. So good on them, I guess, for hanging in there. But the will that they burned with their audience with Black Ops 6 and with all the games prior, I'll tell you what, I was a lot more frustrated with Call of Duty before Black Ops 6. Then I played Black Ops 6, hated the map pool. They didn't have any like hustle to fix their map issues, and they I guess they turned a blind eye and were just like, we love our maps, they're the best maps ever. And so they just had no hustle to get that fixed.
Forget about the maps. Here's a new skin.
Then they went right back to doing the gay shit. And so I just said, you know what? Now I'm just agnostic. Now I just don't care. I don't think I could, like, if I...
Well, when was your original dipping out of Call of Duty moment? Because we were
that's a good
big
question.
Call of Duty players way back in the day. I'm sure a lot of people our age were just like, Modern Warfare series was goated, and then it just kind of dropped off from there.
It was George Floyd. It was George Floyd. Like, I tolerated the...
oh, I do remember that.
It was George Floyd. I tolerated the pride shit and all of that stuff being in there. I tolerated it. I was like, you know what? It's not really hurting me. They kept making all their changes to the chat rooms or to the chat pool and stuff, and made it like kept changing their terms of service around and kept calling their customers bigots and kept
Everyone did that though. At that time.
Exactly. So again,
Battlefield 5, I think, was doing that shit too.
And then it started just saying, you're a racist white person, get out of our fucking game. I'm just like, okay, done. Fuck you. I don't even really want to play, and I'm just kind of like going through the motions. And there are other games I do that for, like Counter-Strike. Counter-Strike is a game I'd much rather go through the motions on.
Yeah, there was what was it playing? Some NBA 2K something or whatever during the Floyd stuff. And you hop back on the game going into like multiplayer, and it was just, first off, every game hits you with the store right away as soon as you log in. And it was just nothing but BLM stuff all over the fucking place. And it's like, well, don't we play games to get away from real life shit?
Yeah, it's immersion. And this is the problem with like writing in almost any story. I think Marvel is the easiest to spot it. But when you have writers who can't write a serious story, and every single like punctuation mark at the end of their dialogue is a punchline that's designed to break your immersion, you have an interest as a writer in keeping the immersion so people see a value in your story. But if you can't do that, or worse, you intentionally break the immersion every fucking 2 minutes, that's when I get really frustrated. That's when I start to dock points and stuff from anything.
Well, yeah, nothing's timeless anymore. Everything's current year.
Right.
It's like immediately your movie, your story, game, whatever, immediately drops off when it comes to like meaning anything, because it was just like, we're just going to throw in all the current day politics and whatnot into this story and then forget about it.
Well, let me ask you about, I want to ask you about immersion breaking and a example from Fight Club. So in Fight Club, you have the sex scene where they kind of get super trippy, and I know you've seen the movie a bunch of times. And I don't
know about the movie, but that scene, yes.
Okay, so well, yeah, it's. I downloaded just that clip.
Yeah.
Played it on repeat, slow mo. So
it was the early 2000s.
It was early 2000s.
Internet wasn't that good.
But was that immersion breaking from your perspective? That scene where they went super
kind of like CGI-ish.
They went CGI-ish. They made it incredibly trippy.
Because the whole movie really is about one man's like losing grasp on reality.
But this is the only reference. This is the only time they did that kind of like trippy slow-mo camera CGI like cinematography thing. It's the only time in the movie they do that. Like the closest example is when you see the camera fast pan across the screen, like from one side of town to the other side of town to look at a van or something, and or it like follows a scientific like process, but the camera's panning super fast. That's the closest comparison you have as far as like when the director was experimenting with the cinematography to make a point. But this wasn't even really trying to make a point that added to the story. You could have done that in the same artistic style as the rest of the movie. Like, you didn't have to choose
fast pan sex scene.
Well, fair enough. But well, I mean, so the choice in cinematography, the choice in how they directed that 15 seconds of the movie was the only part of the movie that's like that. So, okay, so that's the question. Was it immersion breaking? Did it like take you out of the story? And the answer is no. So, okay, so even that, where it is a 15-second point in the movie that is distinct from the rest of the movie, it didn't even take you away. So, I mean, you could still experiment with your cinematography and not have it break your movie.
Right.
So, okay, so we were talking about we were talking about video games and
It's like
Call of
the
Duty.
immersion breaking of it.
Yeah, I think that it was the pride shit. It was the chat like restrictions. It was the fact they were like, we're gonna ban you from our game forever if you're white and a bigot.
Well, yeah, and they also put up like you get these what do they call them? Not calls. What's it called? Signs? You like your banner.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah. So there's
was
player
like-
cards.
It was like 20 different pride flags, every country or whatever,
Yep.
except for like US or anything
Yep.
like that.
Yeah, they got rid of like a bunch of the American ones and instead put up a billion other flags. And not just like they didn't have, not just that they put the American flag like in alphabetical order like you see sometimes now, instead of just being at the top. You actually just had it gone. So Call of Duty lost me around the George Floyd stuff. That was when Call of Duty was like, we are leaning into this as hard as we possibly can, and we are going to make it incredibly clear that you are uninvited to be a participant in our universe and our games if you're a white person with the wrong perspective or opinion, and we're going to punish you, and we're going to be paying attention to the chat and the voice chat. Which
So there were like 20 different pride flags. Wouldn't like using one or over another be excluding that other?
no, I mean, from
When it comes to pride,
or is it including? It's inclusion. So I mean, up is down and down is up for these people.
Yeah, but you're not using the most updated version of the pride flag, so therefore are you being exclusive?
I don't know, man. Probably. I mean, you're definitely racist. That's for sure. If you use the wrong variant of the flag that changed 2 minutes ago.
Oh, you didn't include the two spirit people? Fascist.
Fascist bigot. Nazi. So yeah, Call of Duty deserves to be down the shitter, and the fact that so many games are beating them. Can you run the gauntlet real quick? Like who's ahead of them?
This is on Steam only. Don't know about consoles, but of course you got Counter-Strike up top.
Yeah.
PUBG.
Okay.
Then it goes Battlefield 6.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you want to count Rust and Apex Legends as part of those.
I would. If only because they are all battle royales now, in the sense
Yeah.
that like Call of
you
Duty
got
is also
Warzone.
battle royale.
Delta Force.
Have you played that game?
Have not.
I've looked at that seriously. Like they were there was advertising for that about being a first person shooter that people were gonna fall in love with and be really fond of, but no one.
Yeah, I think it's a PC exclusive, ain't it?
I think so. I saw no one has been streaming it that I've watched, and I've heard almost no news about it except for when it was kind of first coming out. People were talking about this. Oh, this is a really great like first person arcade shooter experience. It's kind of what we've been asking for. So like go try it out. It's like I doubt it, but
Well, people still love it. There's 130,000 people playing on Steam right now.
yeah, we'll take that.
You got Rainbow Six Siege, which is a 8-year-old game at this point.
It's not going like Rainbow Six Siege if marketed correctly.
They
If
keep updating it. They
Yeah.
keep taking care of their game. It's gonna
Yeah.
last.
it'll last. I mean, there are some games that just won't die, right? Like World of Warcraft. What will it take for World of Warcraft to die?
All right, and then would you count Team Fortress 2 to be part of that?
No.
It's all right. Other than that, Call of Duty's sitting at sweet 29th.
Ooh, wow. That 29th. That's a lot further down than I was expecting. Now, to your point, that
Those were just shooters that were above it.
wow.
There's plenty of other different games and whatnot, but
Call of Duty's like in a place right now.
More people are playing Stardew Valley than Call of Duty.
Well, and then Call of Duty has obviously it has its root like more of its roots in console right now. I mean, more players are probably like gravitating towards that in the console experience because you still have
Maybe. I mean, back in the day, if you didn't have a 360 playing fucking Call of Duty, who were you?
bro. Like playing on PC was the way to do it though. Like you know me, the real McCoy. Like we had that shit set up on PC, Call of Duty, Modern Warfare, the good times. So yeah,
No, I sucked on PC.
yeah, that's why I loved playing on it. Like, you were just fodder because
I've always been a console player. My thumbs work differently.
I had all of the practice, and we had not even gone through keyboarding 1 yet in school. So yeah, it's all the good times. So
Might as well just move on over to a Battlefield 6 story.
we should, and there's actually quite a bit in here. So I want to pull up. I'll just kind of pull up like article by article, just real quick, just to throw some points out there. We'll just keep talking about it. We don't have to like linger on any one story, but. So from PC Gamer, after adding yet another tiny map, Battlefield 6 players are rightfully clowning on its definition of all-out warfare. Yeah, because they come out and most of the maps they have are just these teeny tinies.
I wouldn't mind like a big city map. Like it's just one big city. There's no like.
I don't think there's any justification in giving a shit. I mean, like, okay, so we have a couple of examples here. So, like on Reddit, we have a Rust map. Basically,
That's shipment, bro.
Shipment. Yeah. So Call of Duty, that's just basically shipment. It's all these shipping containers in a circle.
But it does specify that it's medium to large scale. I was gonna say because there are different modes where you can have like a 16v16.
Yeah. Could you imagine playing 16v16 on a shipment?
Can you imagine playing 64v64 on that?
128 versus 128 on shipment, dude. You wouldn't even be able to spawn.
No.
Like the amount of nades. I would just max nade. Well, you wouldn't even have time to pull the pin.
It was like I think Modern Warfare, the renewed Modern Warfare 2 brought back shipment.
Yeah.
I want to say it was that one. I played the fuck out of that game.
Well, shipment is the
I'll
best.
just do shipment only.
Shipment's the best map for trying to grind up XP.
Fuck yeah.
Or for trying to grind attachments, and basically any kind of grinding shipment is your map for it. The map. What is your favorite COD map? I guess, and well, actually, let's expand this to like any first FPS game if you want to.
No, let's stick with COD because there's a lot.
Yeah, fair enough.
Most memories are of COD 4.
Okay.
Yeah, like Crossfire.
Crossfire is my, okay. Let me just jump ahead. Crossfire is my number one answer. It's the map that has gotten the least amount of like replication across other games. I'm pretty sure.
True.
I'm pretty sure it actually has not been duped into any other game. I don't remember it being pulled into any other.
I like the remake of Modern Warfare, maybe.
I don't
really
even think it was in that. I think in the remake.
No,
of
it's the remaster of Call of Duty 4.
Right, in the remaster, yeah. But even then, they were like, we're going to wait to deploy the best maps. We're going to put them out in a DLC in like a year. So, something stupid like that.
Okay, some of my
favorite map.
Like this is back when I was McKnifey.
Oh,
Modern Warfare 2.
The old days.
The favelas.
Yeah.
Where you could just sprint from building
really?
to building, knifing people. Because it was all enclosed.
Yeah. Well, Family Guy had an actual, Family Guy joked on that. Peter got an Xbox 360 and he was on Call of Duty and he was like on the voice chat. And he's like, hey guys, how do you throw a grenade? And he tosses a sticky grenade into a vehicle that they're all standing next to. He blows up his whole team. So there's a punchline that even Family Guy references from that map. So, okay, to your point on the knifing thing, yeah, the tight corners, the super narrow, like the super short hallways, the variants of buildings, yeah, that could be a very, very friendly map to knife players.
I think I hate Quarry the most.
Quarry I was not a fan of, but I'm trying to think. I don't even know if I have an.
It's not just like picturing the most memorable ones are from Call of Duty 4, where you like Overgrown or what's that? The Bog. Where it was just
where it's like
just this like that
there's a junkyard with a tank broken down like kind of at the edge of it, and
and then a bus just in the middle.
Yep.
Yeah, that one.
That was I didn't hate that map because the thing is it was hard to cross enemy lines, but once you were across an enemy's line and you were behind them in their spawn point area,
oh yeah,
you had all of them, dude. You're getting that 1-7 kill streak offset every like the first 9 minutes of the game.
Yeah, a lot of these maps are like Sniper's Wet Dreams too.
They were, because even in that map, like from spawn to the bus, you still had a lot of angle for sniping. I think if I had to choose a map that I did not like, I think it was Block. Do you remember Block, where it was like two broadside hotels facing each other?
It was in Pripyat.
Yeah, exactly. I did not like that map because the snipers were everywhere. There was no almost no cover in the middle unless you were crawling, going prone, hiding along rail lines.
It was a 3-lane map where 2 lanes were usable.
Exactly. Yeah, and here's the thing. It was a big enough map that in the classic Call of Duty where it was like 6v6, I think. I might be off with my numbers, but I'm pretty sure it was like 6v6. The spawn points were never opposite sides of the map from each other. That was never how the spawn points were in Call of Duty Modern Warfare.
Instead of kitty corner, it'd be like
kind of like a section of like a quadrant of the map,
right.
But like
you either spawn on one end of lane 1 while the other one spawns on the other side of lane 1.
Exactly. But you were never on the quote unquote opposite side of the map.
Right.
But God forbid, like you die and then everyone else kind of dies and you spawn in one point and the rest of the game spawns in on the opposite point.
It was like right when the spawns were switching.
Yeah. Block was one of the maps where so much of like people were trying to like hide in buildings and people were like fighting in back alleys and stuff rather than in the center of the map because no one wanted to go through the center of the map. If you spawned on the wrong side of it, you were not getting back into the game for another 30 seconds, and you were trying not to die while
And you would die every 2 seconds.
Exactly.
It's
And-
like kept inspiring them.
Block also was kind of friendly to campers because you had the ability to just lay prone, hold an angle, and
Sit in a corner of a building and just wait for people to run by.
Exactly. So it was friendly to campers. It gave snipers an advantage over people who needed to use the middle or wanted to use the middle. It was the one I experienced the most problems with, spawning in a place where I couldn't actually rejoin the fight in a reasonable amount of time. And I thought just aesthetically, it just like the solid gray map was just like.
Well, I mean, that's Soviet Union for you.
Do you think you just go to the Soviet Union, all of a
It's
sudden the
gray.
entire like your vision just goes gray?
Yep, it all goes gray. What about wet work? The one on the shipping container.
I don't think it was worth the. Okay, so that map got a lot of love. And I didn't think
campaign mission, I think, was the one that got it the love.
But I don't think it deserved it. I did not think Wet Work was actually that great of a map. I liked that it catered to the snipers and made that sniping actually possible and kind of fun.
It made it possible to avoid snipers too.
But it was a when you say it was when a person would say it was a 3-lane map, it really was one wide lane. It was one really wide lane, so you could hide in one corner, and if you're on the opposite side, you're not. I mean, you need to basically be able to push from both sides at the same time in order to clear. Basically, what you had was one team just steamrolling the other team because they were just able to clear corners better, or they were holding better, and the other team was just running in at them and just getting mowed down and just chipping away at the scores. So, or the other team was grinding up their scores. Wet Work was not an ideal map for like a generally positive experience.
I remember taking advantage of people's tunnel vision on that map because if you're on the left, clearing the left side of the ship, you'd constantly be moving to the left. You'd constantly looking to the left every time you clear a container or whatever because you're moving left, and so you could just go straight down the middle and no one would barely see you, and just start picking people off that are doing that shit.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm trying to find a decent photo of this I could pull up for the people who are trying to. This isn't even it. I'm pretty sure that's not
the
it.
campaign mission,
Right.
is it? No,
I think it is.
I think that was more the middle of the map.
Oh, here we go. Sorry, I need to find a better. I'm just trying to blow this up so that people can see it a little bit better. Yes.
Boo, producer. Boo.
Yeah, I'm doing a bad job, but basically,
Yeah, you'd have snipers at the end, each end of the ship, and there's only certain points in the map where you could pick people off.
right.
You didn't have a clear line of view for most of it,
Mhm.
and so that's why I like to running around with an SMG and just sliding under containers and.
Well, and you could use SMGs, you could use the rifles, you could use the shotguns, you even have a place for the snipers, but as the snipers, it was obvious where the snipers were at any given moment in time. God forbid the rest of your team was not holding it down. You were just doomed. You couldn't play a sniper in this unless you had a team that could actually like keep the enemy from rushing you and breaking the back line. Very team dependent. Very team dependent.
BT dubs, that is my favorite sniper in any FPS.
R700?
No, that's the what was it? It was what the fuck was
It
it?
was the MA4.
MA240.
You're gonna have to,
It's so hard.
figure it out and then let me know because you got me curious. Hold up.
But the R700 was
Sorry,
was great too.
You thought the R700 was not the best sniper?
No, it was
The 50 cal was garbage. Like I hated the 50 cal.
M40A3.
M40A3, yeah,
That was the one.
that was good, but it wasn't always an insta kill. We got Joseph. Hey Joe. Oh hey, can't really talk. Probably gonna go back on the boat soon. At the lake, but wanted to say hey. Jaden got. Dude, congratulations. Thanks for stopping into the stream. Appreciate you stopping by. We are bringing back the Bannerlord campaigns. I hope you and Jaden will swing by for those as we kind of get back into the rhythm with those. So I'm glad everything's going well for you, buddy. Come tune in more. We miss you over here, but we'll see you when we see you. And enjoy the rest of your summer vacation while you can. It's good.
Oh yeah, I want to say the R700 was it packed a harder hit, but it was way less accurate than the M40.
Yeah. Well, you had to aim up. I think that was one of the first like snipers that I ever experienced having drop on, like having like a
Drop on in a fucking Call of Duty game is wild.
yeah. Dude, it was yeah, absolutely. We were freaking cooked, dude, with that. It was absolutely nuts to have that game be or have those guns work that way. The 50 caliber was absolutely dumb. I'll see if Jay wants to. It got a lot going on nowadays. He does too, but we could try. Dude, come in whenever you can, whenever you feel like it, but no pressure, man. It's just appreciate the support and you guys stopping in when you get the chance. But it means a lot.
There's a sniper in BF 2042 that's a lot like the M40. It's the Gull that I was using, that I was bitching about, that where I only had an ACOG for it.
Yeah.
It's because it starts out with fucking ACOG.
Yeah.
You don't unlock any real scopes for it.
You kind of forget that some of these guns started off just OP, like the AK-47 and the M4, not the M16. I thought the M16 in Call of Duty in Modern Warfare, in the first Modern Warfare, was absolutely dog water. Appreciate you guys. See ya. Yeah, absolutely. Thanks again for stopping by, buddy. We'll see you when we see ya. Yeah. So I thought the
M16's always been dog water in every game, but I still use it.
well, yeah, fair. I mean,
I
honestly,
got a weird nostalgia for it.
I think the M16 is the gun in almost every first-person shooter that I never touch. Like, yeah, I cannot stand
It's either that or the G36. Those are my assault rifles.
from those games.
G36, I had a
Dude, you were a menace with the G36, and I did not understand it at all. It made no fucking sense that you would be that much of an absolute devil with that thing.
I had a G36 replica airsoft gun as a kid, so that's why I just want to use it in every game. It's like, oh, you got the G36 or whatever numbers you're gonna put
or
to
like
that gun,
or like whatever.
because they always rename them, but it's basically the G36. It's like, fuck yeah.
Dude, Wetwork was a great map, except that I just don't think it deserved the love that it got. I think it was overhyped, overrated. But if I would say that Crossfire is the best map. It's pretty much the best example of a perfect 3-lane.
That is a 3-lane where only 2 are used, though.
No,
the middle one's only used for snipers.
The middle is okay. So the third lane is actually crossing. So it's actually perpendicular the rest of it. So it's
because it's Crossfire.
Well, okay. So you have 2 lanes. The middle got used plenty, and not necessarily to push. Like maybe you didn't push through the middle lane, but you used it as a perfect lane for sniping. Because at any given point, at any point on the Crossfire map, I'm going a little bit.
That middle is just no man's land, pretty much.
It is no man.
You use it, you throw a smoke down and run across to surprise people, but that's about it.
Well, that, or there were people who would like hold down the bus or hold down the porch or the patio or hide behind a car, and they would like find a spot in the middle of the map as their sniper position. Then further back at the end points, you had people who were sniping in I think what was intended to be the sniper spots. But you never like this map, even though it like was a bigger map, the ends were almost never used, and so the map was big.
66% of the map was never used, pretty much.
Yeah, but I mean, people loved this map. This map and Broadcast came back in.
Oh, Broadcast!
This map and Broadcast. Let me pull up Broadcast.
We used to go on. This is back when you had it on PC when it first came out. We used to go on Broadcast only lobbies.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, we did.
And that's where the MP5 became the most beloved gun.
Well, Broadcast was not a map that was friendly to knifers. No, you could not realistically knife in this map. I mean, you could. I'm not saying people didn't do it, but if you pulled it off, it was like, it was one of those like the one black guy does a burn and then he leans back and the entire crowd goes ape shit. That's what it felt like to be a knife a knife player on this map.
There's like 4 or 5 rooms in there that were like each team could like hold a room pretty much.
Yeah. But yes.
It wasn't like you hold the entire building or anything.
Whoever held that like overwatching room, the room that's above the bullpen area, the cubicle area, whoever held the room above that had a significant advantage because that and the conference room right next to it had a huge choke point. First off, if people are listening and have no idea what these maps are, what these Call of Duty maps are, I will encourage you to go play the OG Call of Duty games. Those are worth like playing. Those are still fun. The issue is the lobbies now.
Yeah, lobbies,
But I mean,
MW2 is kind of filled with a bunch of hackers. So don't suggest that.
Dude, it would be kind of fun to put on like a tournament or something, like host an OG Call of Duty tournament, and just have like invite like 30 people, 50 people to come participate and just have like certain like trial runs, like you set up teams.
We're doing maps.
And just do like a map-based tournament. Yeah, just see which teams win the rosters. Yeah. It would be fun.
But anyway, to digress a bit.
Yeah, we kind of got a little off topic because we were still talking about Battlefield.
We're talking about how great Battlefield is, and then we went off on an old school Call of Duty rant.
Yeah, can we talk a little bit about the defibrillator? Okay, so we got a story here from Games Radar. Battlefield 6 beta's real hero was one streamer who ran around rubbing his evil hands together and gleefully defibbing entire lobbies. Dude, if you could pull that off, that's awesome. I wonder if they're gonna have like just top speed, or like have you be able to like rapid movement in this game based on like being a medic, having no gun out but just equipment out. I wonder how the speed's going to be different.
Cool if there was a speed difference there.
Well, do you remember? So in Battlefield 2042, if you pull out the defibrillator and try to use it, you get a major speed penalty. Like your speed gets cut to 20% of its total speed.
While you're using it.
While you're activating it. But it's not like... So yeah, I'm very curious to see how it plays in this, because this game has gotten a lot of attention around its defibrillator. And in addition to the streamer...
This is when like the Call of Duty players are in the lobby, is if someone in Battlefield can go around just messing people up with the defibrillator, and it's like, you're not familiar with Battlefield.
Call of Duty players don't do well with humiliation.
I think the problem with Call of Duty players and a lot of like these FPSs where it's the arcade FPSs is you get severe tunnel vision, and your situational awareness kind of goes down.
Yeah,
so you don't really know what's going on around you. You have to pay attention to your map and what other players are doing, especially when you're trying to take a point.
Yeah, there's one of the things that players, when they talk about, like when you're in a video game lobby and you're playing any game, any multiplayer game that requires some level of collaboration, people don't understand what game sense is, like what the intuition to like understand like where your opponent is likely to be and where you should be positioned to like best protect yourself while still like leveraging like angles over your opponents.
Right.
So Call of Duty players do not have it. They don't have it.
It's the run and gun and try to get as many kills as possible.
This is what I love about Counter-Strike. And I turned a game back on today, and
BT dubs, I did have a few games where I just went Call of Duty brain on 2042, ran around in a city with an SMG and was just wrecking people.
Really?
Like, yeah.
Dude, that's crazy. Good on you.
I was like, this shouldn't be a thing. Because it's not like you're fast moving or anything.
No, I agree. I think that would be kind of wild. So what would be your position on like... Okay, so what game do you have the most game sense in? Like in a multiplayer? What game are you the most situationally aware?
That's a question.
So like I'll pull one out of a hat and see if this lands with you. Like, are you there with like Chivalry? Like with the Chivalry series games you play?
Yeah, probably. That's like medieval Battlefield.
Right. Yeah. I'm with you. I know. Yeah, I'm with you. I feel like that's a game where you can maybe leverage some situational awareness, because you see one of your teammates getting 3v1'd, and the right decision is not to go help and get 2v3'd with your teammate either dead by the time you get there or half health.
You die.
And then you die. The advantage is to like fight your opponent where he isn't and go win somewhere else.
Go win an objective, yeah.
Yeah, so that's the game sense. Now, that player who did not get any help in that 3v1 is like, why did you come save me? Why did you come Superman the shit out of these two?
Because you got yourself in that shitty situation to begin with.
Yeah. Well, and so for me, in Counter-Strike, I'm going to do my best to paint a word picture, because it's not something that's going to be easy to like understand via radio.
Oh, I can't picture things in my mind.
In Counter-Strike, there are certain objects that cannot be shot through and others that can. And there's a map. It's Mirage. Mirage is the name of the map for the CS or for the Counter-Strike players. On the B bomb site, it's basically made up of 4 pillars that can't be shot through. So if you shift walk around and through these things, no one can hear you. They can only see, like maybe they could see you if they see you, your player model, or your gun. But if you like shift walk around them, you could put your opponent on the opposite side from you and just keep moving around. You basically could, like, as long as you can control where your opponent is in relation to you, you can kill 5 players one at a time. As long as you don't give any extra angles to your opponent, you can force 1v1s rather than 1v5.
Wasn't that just map knowledge then at that point?
It's map knowledge, but if you have game sense, the only thing that you could possibly scuff with that would be if you don't know the distinction on a map between terrain that is can be penetrated or terrain that can't. So if you're a player with game sense and you understand how basic movement mechanics in the game work, you can still figure out where your opponent is and put yourself on the other side of an object. The map knowledge would be, is this object something they can shoot through? Because then your game knowledge is moot. The ability to put yourself on the other side of an object doesn't mean anything if it's a fucking marshmallow.
Well, here's a question.
Shoot.
When it comes to FPSs and the translation of skills between FPSs, do you think Battlefield, CSGO, other first-person shooter skills, you could bring that to Call of Duty and do well?
No.
But but the flip side is bringing your Call of Duty skills to those games, I don't think there is a chance you would do well.
No, so both ways, completely non-transferable.
Well, I mean, I would think when you are transferring skills from like CS:GO or Battlefield, they're not even really comparable. But bringing those over to Call of Duty, you'd still do well, but you'd just be berated as a camper.
Well, let's find the most applicable example. Let's say search and destroy hardcore mode, right? Like it requires the most amount of like paying the fuck attention and holding it down and figuring out where your opponent is. That's the biggest, that's the most big brain Call of Duty game mode that I recall or I know of. The rest of it is run and gun, hope your opponent is where you want. The best players in Call of Duty can absolutely be fucked over by the fact that their opponent is just not where they were hoping or wanting them to be. That's why Call of Duty gives them so many different perks and abilities to like find your opponents. Like you got tracker, you have see-through walls, you have like the heartbeat sensor, you have all these different perks and abilities that tell you where your opponent is. Like high skill games don't really do that. Battlefield, yeah, but it's conditional. It requires you to have a very, very specific and effective like strategy for how to deploy things that tell you where your opponent is.
Well, I mean, like transferring like from Battlefield to Call of Duty, I would say you just take the game slower.
Yeah, I would say take the game slower. And
you're like mostly just going for the point, the objective, and whatnot. Like you could, instead of having this constant rotation on domination, to where it's like you take A and then you go to B and someone's taking A and you take B and then it's just you going back and forth. I think with Battlefield players, you're more inclined to stay there and defend.
I think the quote unquote skills you learn from Counter-Strike and Battlefield,
like the way you think.
Right. I think that most of those mindsets do not apply to Call of Duty, specifically because Call of Duty's player model speed is so fast that, let's say you had I'm going to take an example of either being patient or doing what I had described earlier, where you can put yourself on the other side of objects and you could hide behind things more efficiently, and if you know where your opponent is, you can use cover tactically. In Call of Duty, you can move, your player models can move fast enough that you can circumvent the cleverness of positioning. So, and also the most terrain can be shot through. Do you remember I think it was actually
okay, we were playing, speaking of shooting through terrain, this is what annoyed me the most about 2042 is when we were playing that one level that's like in a bunker pretty much, and you just got and then we were constantly on the opposing teams.
Yeah, we lived on the opposing team's like number one base or like first base.
Yeah. You could not shoot through the walls up top when they were like trying to.
When they were overwatching it.
That was the most annoying shit ever. I was like constantly just shooting through the walls. Like, oh yeah, that's right. There's no bullet penetration.
Whereas Call of Duty has the inverted problem of I think it was when the FAL first came out. Do you remember when the FAL first came out and you had Nuketown? And I think there was
I like how we didn't even bring up Nuketown talking about maps.
It's not the best map.
No.
It's the simplest.
It's the most overhyped map.
Yeah, I would say that it has enough things that everyone can kind of have a positive experience on it, but I don't think it's good. I don't think it's a great map.
It's just only been in every fucking Call of Duty game.
I think we would have to define what makes a great map as far as like, is a great map a map that everyone gravitates towards? Is it a map that...
map is a map that I like.
Okay, fair enough. There you go. That's the... I think it's fine.
I'm not biased.
But the FAL was able to... You could spawn on Nuketown with that gun in hand. Game timer starts. You just aimed at wherever the other opponent's spawn point was, and you just blast. And from spawn to spawn, you were getting penetration kills through building, bus, building, fence, player, and you were just lining them up, and you could just wall the entire you could wall out the entire map. Like, it didn't matter that whether you could see your opponent or not didn't matter, because you could just wall bang them from spawn to spawn. If you had some sense of where they were spawning in, you could fire enough shots quick enough, you were getting kills. That's Call of Duty.
Yeah, well, like the LMGs, you could just light up a building where people are like, yeah, there's probably people behind this wall, and just light it up.
Yeah.
Like, yep.
So
getting hit markers.
So the ability to hide behind terrain or try to leverage terrain is moot, because most terrain can be shot through, or your opponent can get around it fast enough that you're not going to be able to like hide or creep behind it. So I would say that I don't think most of the skills you would learn in Battlefield or Counter-Strike are transferable to Call of Duty, even in the most scenario, in the scenario that's the most similar. So on the inverse, I think the thing that Call of Duty players can learn as far as a skill is an opportunity. Is how to seize on an opportunity. Like, if you find an opening, you practice rushing through opportunities, right? Like, if your opponent's all pushed on the left side and you see a moment where you can go down the right and try to get behind them and flank them, you practice that in Call of Duty. Every opportunity you get that, you're full sprinting towards it. You probably don't even realize you're doing it. Or people probably don't even realize they're doing it. So you practice that and put that into your mindset, that the opportunity to flank and get massive kill streaks is the thing that you feel the most
yeah, flanking, I guess, would be second nature.
Yeah, so in Battlefield,
it's more of a face-off fight.
It is more of a face-off fight.
Very rarely you get an opportunity to get behind enemy lines.
Yep, but
there's usually snipers on Overwatch, or there's 64 players on the other team that someone's gonna notice you.
Exactly. But if you get an opportunity, knowing how to seize it, I think is something that a Call of Duty player may have. That might be a Call of Duty player's only advantage over a Battlefield player, is just the fact that they have practiced and gotten their not adrenaline, not endorphins, but what's the thing that positive feedback?
Dopamine?
Yeah, they get their dopamine reward every time they get their kill streaks off from flanking. Their squirts.
Yeah, that's a new thing I heard this week.
Dude, no.
It's just stuck in my brain now. It's like, that's how I get my squirts. And it's like, that's gross.
Dude, that's lame. I love it. That's amazing.
It's funny as it came from middle-aged 30-year-olds.
Yeah, but I wanted to... Oh, there was a... hold on. There was a clip that came along with that. There was a clip that came along with this I wanted to pull up here.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so they're saying, the defibrillator is OP.
Yeah, people are calling for a nerf on it.
No. His positioning is OP as a player.
Yeah, we're gonna... I'm not gonna blow this up, but we are gonna make sure that the volume is or try to get the volume working. Quick.
Turn it down. The volume?
Well, I'm just turning it down.
Yeah, this isn't destroyed.
Okay. Oh my god!
Didn't notice.
Dude, it's an insta-kill.
I'm fine with that.
I'm not noticing a movement penalty either. Dude, this guy's popping off.
That pistol did damage quickly.
Yeah. Dude, someone's...
Don't fucking touch me.
Dude, all he has to do is just clap. So you can get kills. Dude, yeah. Okay, hold on.
That's your new playstyle?
Yes. But also, you could do that same thing with knifing. I just don't think it would be nearly as frustrating for the other team. And so I want
when he first jumped down, there was like 2 players that should have noticed from the get-go.
Yeah, absolutely. It's just sound cues, but I mean, we're in a 10v10 firefight. So I mean, with the amount of gunfire going off, you might
You're
not know.
and also you're not expecting someone to jump down like Batman
Yeah, to Batman.
and shock you to death.
Yeah, good point. But I mean, this is fun. This is cool. I think that if this guy I think that if people want to play the defibrillator and they want to get really aggressive with it, dude, he's just as fragile as everyone else on the map. Like, he can go down just as quickly as everyone else. If he gets behind a big team, and because every one of those kills seemed like a flank, except the one guy who was chasing him, who just corner turned on him better. So, I mean, I don't know. This feels like the kind of thing that, like, yes, it is kind of busted that this can happen. At the same time, what do you have the defibrillator in the game for?
Dude, you can launch. Okay, so this is Battlefield. I mean, you can launch a tank in the air with C4 and have your buddy shoot out a fucking plane.
Yeah.
That's Battlefield, dude.
I love Battlefield for this. I think
It's like, oh, that's broken. No, because if you start nerfing shit like that, and it's like you're taking fun stuff away.
right. And honestly,
You can't jumping out of your jet and then equipping your RPG and shooting another jet out of the sky while also jumping back into your jet.
right. It didn't seem like the defibrillators really slowed him down though. Like, I mean, I saw a little bit where it penalized the movement, but not a lot.
Maybe that's when you're reviving.
Maybe, but I mean, in Battlefield 2042, it's just when you charge, you are basically standing still or shift walking. So I mean, it's slow walking.
Yeah, I think you're right on that. But
So I don't know what it'll be like in this game. I guess we'll find out tomorrow. It should be a great time. But you have heroes of the game, and then you have villains of the game. And I just want to point out, like, this guy has got. Okay, so you guys on screen, making sure you guys can see it. So Asmongold was actually reacting to a video.
everyone reacted to this video.
Yeah, everyone broke this
It's
down.
got when I last checked, it was over 33 million views on it.
Okay, so we have. Okay, so we saved a post here from Super Champs. Okay, so we'll actually go to the beginning. The most locked in cat girl you'll ever see in Battlefield 6 was the post, and then the actual post. I wonder how deep I can go to find the original. I want to find the original clip and play it for you guys. But the gripe here's the story. This streamer was basically caught in 4K, like using cheats, like flick shooting into a wall where the opponent was behind the wall.
Yeah, this is where I don't know if do you have the clip at all?
I'm looking for it. I'll keep trying to find it. Yeah.
Yeah, this is where console players can be like, all right, maybe a PC is mass race because you can just flick. Like your aiming speed is so much quicker than people on console.
Yeah.
Because you're using a mouse over instead of your thumb trying to fucking wiggle it around. So like half of it, I was like, damn, this actually might be a good player. And then you're like, that's fucking impossible on anything I've ever seen.
Yeah, it's absolutely stupid. Like how much of an advantage people have. Okay, I found the video.
There you go. Play this shit and yeah, we'll talk over. You don't need to have the sound on for this.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, so basically in the stream, he's going around, he's getting all the kills and stuff, but he's
look at that how quick that is.
Yeah.
See that I could be like, all right, maybe he's really good at locking in.
You could, because I mean,
here.
That was it. Actually, hold on.
That was the part.
So we're gonna replay that part specifically. So, or I wonder how I can do this.
Keep going back.
I think I can slow mo it. Yeah.
Slow mo.
Okay, so here's what we're basically looking at. So when he comes outside. Oh, also there's a transphobia thing here too. So this guy's.
This is a 30-year-old dude pretending to be a cat girl online.
Yeah, and then everyone's like, "You
cheating at Battlefield."
Yeah.
Like, how many L's do you have in one?
Yep. So he turns. He's locked in on this guy. You see the red marker on the screen. That's his opponent. He turns, shoots, and then this. Okay, so just
immediately flicks over to someone else that is obviously not there because there's a wall.
Yep.
And then as he moves over.
So we'll watch it one more time in super-de duper-de ultra chocolatey smooth slow-mo. Thank you for having that, by the way, Elon. You're the best. You're the best. You're the best alien governor that we could ever ask for.
BT dubs, the recoil on the shotgun is mute. There is no recoil.
Look there.
Not shotgun, LMG.
That was it.
Yeah, but keep playing.
Okay, sorry.
Keep on going.
sorry, everybody. I am the worst producer.
Okay, there is no recoil on this LMG. That's
right.
one.
Let me pause real quick, Jack. We got Planks in the chat. We got thanks for being here, buddy. Really appreciate you hanging out on the stream. We are watching videos of cheaters in Black Ops 6. Tomorrow we'll be playing, so I hope you'll
We're
come.
watching a tranny play in an FPS. All right, flicks over, someone shoots at the wall.
Yep, and
then
here's the player.
Oh, there's the player.
Yep, he was behind the wall the whole time.
Flicked over too quick, did ya?
Yep. Dude,
There's another bit in this video where he's like basically just running down the street, aiming up into second story windows, going back down to the first floor, and then over to the right, and it's freaking insane. It's like there's no way. Look at the recoil. There is no recoil.
yeah, it's perfect. It's perfect spray. Perfect.
And then like you got some of the interns be like, oh, he's not cheating. He's just really good PC master race. It's like,
dude, that's not a thing. Like okay, PC Master.
you can yeah, you have better aim on PC, obviously, but not like that.
Well, and here's what Asman said. He's like, when Asmongo was breaking this down, the argument he made for like how you can spot a cheater and how you can kind of rationalize whether or not whether or not it's justifiable to think they're a legitimate cheater or they're just really, really good at the game is if you're
No, this isn't. He's running down this street or whatever, and just
I'm with you. If you're this good at the game, why aren't you on a professional team?
true.
Why aren't you like a pro level gamer? Why haven't people heard of you? Why aren't you a billion streams? Why aren't you top streamer? Like, if you're this good and this is all legitimate, why aren't you like why aren't you a professional player? Like any pro team that could get this on their team. I mean, besides obviously the awkwardness of having to share a locker room, you'd have. Oh, there you go. Because you can't even see a player down that hallway.
No, and he's pissed off that he didn't kill him.
Yeah.
Look at that shit.
Yeah, he's just yeah. So there's so much of okay. So yeah, we have hackers in the game,
And also, it's like if you're that good, I think you would be more popular on Twitch too.
yeah.
Because he says in the video or whatever, he's got 2,000 people watching him live. It's like that's good.
That's awesome.
It's pretty good.
Mhm.
But it's not like, I don't know, Tim the Tatman or Dr. Disrespect back in the day or XQC. You're not getting those. If you're that good, dominating that much
Right.
on multiple maps, this isn't just one game where you're good at.
Well, and
Because everyone's got like one game where they're just like locked the fuck in and just does like a 50 and 8.
right. I mean, everyone's got one of those
multiple games.
Yeah, multiple games, multiple maps, guns that have recoil that is actually like kind of tricky on a game that is brand fucking new.
Yeah, you're using an LMG going after like multiple people at once and there's no recoil. Bruh.
Yeah, I mean,
Either you mastered the mouse.
this is one of those, like, if you wanted me to revise the entire justice system around guilty until proven innocent, I would use this as my exhibit A. Like, prove your
Guilty. Now prove your innocence.
prove your innocence. We have decided. So, this is the breakdown that I actually found this is the breakdown on and why I pulled up this post and saved this post was because now all of a sudden you have it ties back to bigotry. It ties back to sexism and being a homophobic.
Yes.
So the original post went to Riley, who's verified on X, the most locked in cat girl you'll ever see in Battlefield 6. And then you have another verified person on X who says bigots mass reporting her Twitch account and dogpiling on her just shows that this space is flooded with toxic, insecure men who can't handle when a woman is better at games. The transphobia makes it so obvious that they want to push us out, and
That's another 30-year-old cat girl.
yeah, and thus eradicated from public life. Bro, I like how
okay, I don't know Naira or whatever the fuck, but kept on calling Riley or what's the cat, is the cat girl quote unquote that we're watching dominate here, is that Riley?
No, I don't believe so. So this is just a conversation on X that got some traffic.
She kept on using she, and it's like you can hear this dude talk throughout the entire video. It's like he's got a deep voice as I do.
Yeah, deeper. He's more of a man than you'll ever be.
Yeah, probably.
And he's a woman.
If he can kill on Battlefield like that.
Dude, if I could kill on Battlefield like that, I would be on pro teams. I would take that gamer money. as long as I could, because gamers like professional gamers
That'd
do
just
not
be
have
like
a
me
long
throwing on
career.
a fucking cat girl avatar and just being like, she is empowered.
Dude, professional gamers do not have a long career. If I had like moments like this where I'm just like the best at a game, I'm putting out my resume like lickety split. I'm gonna cash in on that as best I can. But here you go. This is the comment that I really like, and it says, "Oh now, if you hate cheaters in video games, you are transphobic." One suggestion: streamers like Shroud, XQC, Aiden Ross could make an event calling Riley to play in a neutral PC for us to see if Riley is legit. When the new Battlefield beta releases, what do you guys think? So okay, so this is a call for. I guess Riley is the streamer. I did not realize that. Basically saying, here's how we could solve this problem.
Prove it.
Exactly.
1v1 me, bro.
Guilty until proven innocent. Agreed. I think you're going to cat person jail, which is just the litter box.
Which is kind of I'm just trying to get. I'm not trying to get into the mindset of this person, but just
Why not?
trying to understand it to where it's like, all right, you're the streamer, not very popular. Goes into Battlefield 6 beta, cheats just to get views, and then like denies everything. Like,
yeah, I mean,
it.
if
I
you-
mean, it is attention-seeking behavior.
well, being trans is attention-seeking behavior.
Yeah, I would say this is like all-encompassing.
It started when they were born.
Which
It
they,
started
we
with
don't
them.
even, based off of what we know right now, we don't even know that it's quote unquote trans. It could just be a weird dude in a basement playing lolicon.
Yeah, classic.
It
We've
could
never
not even be trans.
we've never seen that person before, like that story before. That archetype
It
is
could
usually
be Pirate Software's dad in South Park just playing World of Warcraft.
well, we don't know. He could be on Roblox. Have you heard the story with Roblox?
Yes,
Oh,
which I've been saying forever.
Yeah, and we don't have to get into it. I guess just for the audience's benefit, the reference is that the Roblox community is reportedly plagued with
Allegedly.
minor attracted peoples.
Don't call them maps. Call them what they are.
All right, groomers. They're so a bunch of bad people in Roblox, and there's these communities that exist out there. Some of them are streamers or content creators. Others are, I guess, like just people who go out and do it. But people who basically hunt down and Chris Hansen the shit out of these to catch a predator moments in these video games and identify these people so that they can be apprehended by the authorities and get reported to and apprehended by the authorities. But Roblox has gone out of their way to penalize the people who are trying to find these predators on Roblox.
You're like, dude, if you start reporting pedophiles, then we're gonna lose our player base.
Here's what that sounds. It sounds like to me that's aiding and abetting. That's what it sounds like to me. Like you are helping them hide sounds almost literally like
RICO
that's the thing.
charges. No.
Well, and I mean hiding from people who are not law enforcement, so I don't know the legal like nuances of how that works, but Roblox at this point, if you are actually camouflaging or helping hide the people who are doing this, I got to think you absorb some level of like liability, even if it's not criminal. You got to absorb some level of liability.
Well, it's like being the driver in a bank robbery.
Yeah, you know what's going on. You're a participant.
You're still part of it.
What do
You
you
didn't rob the bank at gunpoint, but
do? You want to? I think the Superman thing's going to be pretty quick. Do you want to cover the Superman thing?
go back to the Battlefield thing.
Sure.
This is goes back to like, wouldn't you want to be recognized as a gamer based on your own merit? Like, why? I don't.
Fuck no. I don't have any skills to be recognized on.
Well, I'm saying if you were good.
Oh,
I'm not saying that
then
you are
yes.
good.
Then yes. If I had skills, I would want that.
But it's like being recognized for cheating. It's like, okay, now you have to live with this lie for as long as the internet will allow it.
Do you think this is an example of no bad press? Because I think the rule of no bad press has been disproven.
Yeah, that's not a thing. No bad press is not a thing.
Yeah, I think that.
There's plenty of bad progress.
Yeah. So, but here's
That's Pirate Software.
one example I would give to this is that this person who I didn't know anything about, I think a good chunk of the community knew nothing.
They got banned from Twitch.
Well, I mean, there's other streaming options that this person probably had. But I mean, my point being is that they probably got more popular as a result of this happening. And I think that there's plenty of streamers who have been like, cheating is kind of their vibe or their thing. Maybe he didn't want to be in that category, and didn't choose to like be caught and put in that category.
But if
But
I was cheating, I'd be like, "Oh my god, this aimbot is ridiculous."
It's
Not
OP.
Like, oh, look how good I am.
yeah, it's OP. Like I think the cheating is hiding the fact that you're cheating. I don't think people actually expect their video games not to have
Like, you're
cheaters in
playing
them.
a game on easy. You can admit it. You're playing it on easy.
What it would be really funny is if all of those were actually just bots. And this was a
Even
bot
worse.
server.
It's
It-
even worse.
playing in a bot
Dude,
server.
I'm wrecking fucking XC1.
Dude, I don't know, man. I saw this video, watched Asmongold's reaction to it. I watched the actual video for myself and just tried to look up some of the other stories with Battlefield, and I was really, really surprised that we had cheaters in Battlefield instantly, like in the open beta. Because in my mind, I'm like, don't you
Well,
need...
I'm on the camp that this is good because it's beta.
Yeah.
Therefore, we can catch these people, know what they're using
Mm-hmm.
to cheat and whatnot, and you can get them out, frankly, pretty early.
Well, and my mind goes to two places. I'm like, Battlefield, it's running on the Battlefield engine, so obviously so much of that code is copied over. So hackers probably had a head start on making whatever code they needed to install and run. But I still would have expected it to be, because this was only like a few hours into the original like open beta is what I thought. So I don't know how he had hacks this far in advance. Or like had hacks ready, I guess. I thought that you needed more time.
Long-term thinking in this.
Yeah, I think so.
It's like trying to putting yourself in Riley's shoes. Like, all right, you get super popular after doing some banger shit on Battlefield. And it's like,
Mhm.
all right, how long do you think you can keep this game up?
I would be really surprised if Riley was actually the creator of the hacks, though.
Yeah, probably not. But I'm just saying, it's like using it and trying to get famous off of it. And it's like,
Mhm.
look how. Because one, you're playing Battlefield 6, which is in the top 5 on Steam right now.
Yeah.
So you're playing a popular game, and you're pretending you're super good at it, and you're trying to get fame off of it. Like, where's the logic through line of like the longevity of this?
Yeah, where's the, like, what is your plan? What's your, like, you know you're going to get caught inevitably. Like, it's going to happen, even if it's not
the
this
internet.
stream.
They catch everything.
Yeah.
4chan can catch a flag out in the middle of fucking Arizona. So
Yeah, I think, dude, I love 4chan for that. Thank you so much to 4chan and Paul. Dude, that was just the best video series. Guys, if you don't know the reference, go look at the Internet Historian YouTube channel and go find the He Will Not Divide Us playlist.
yeah,
And just enjoy yourself, man. Just turn off your brain and just enjoy the absolute, like, autism on full display.
well, I mean, you'll get those optics. Optics.
It's a slur.
Those
Fucking optics.
they're gonna weaponize their autism.
Yeah.
But you're gonna get. You have 33 million. The last time I checked on the impressions on the original X video. You're going to get a large portion of that internet population that's going to search everything out.
Mm-hmm.
There's no hiding on the internet.
Right. Well, I mean, the only way to hide is to actually just be irrelevant and to have, like, to not be at the forefront of things.
Yeah, like you.
Because, fuck off. I mean, I am irrelevant, but it's, like, at least you don't have to remind everybody. But yeah, I want to talk about I want to get Superman off the docket real quick, because I think that Superman is kind of going to be the news that we kind of had it done or kind of figured it out. So like, so just yesterday, James Gunn sheds light on surprisingly swift Superman digital release, ties decision to Peacemaker season 2. So,
FLDR.
mhm.
So someone asked James Gunn. Basically, they had a leak or whatever that said that Superman was going to go to VOD, video on demand, at the end of August.
Mhm.
And James Gunn, being the liar that he is, was like, no, it's going to happen way after that. Here we find out that's going to happen on the 15th instead of the original 29th.
Of August?
Yeah.
Yeah, so
of
yes.
August.
So as of this stream yesterday, as of this stream.
And he's like, oh, yeah, no, they put it out quicker because season 2 of Peacemaker is coming out, and Peacemaker has some things to do with Superman in it. And
Yeah.
James Gunn, quote unquote, didn't know about it. It's like,
yeah.
dude, you're the CEO person basically at DC.
Big dick in charge of all superheroes.
You know exactly when everything's coming out.
Yeah. And I mean, the fact that you had that question asked to you means that even if you didn't think that it was, you'd probably still like find out. Like you'd probably still double check that, like just as a person trying to understand what they just said to their audience, even if you like were talking out your ass and blowing smoke.
Right.
Which, you know what, people do that. Sometimes people get asked a question they're not prepared to answer, and they do their best to answer it with the information they have on their in their head.
Yeah, but that's there's fibbing and straight up lying are two different things.
Well, there's color.
Or he's like, all right, so Superman's gonna come out on VOD on the 29th. He's like, no, it's gonna happen way after that.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, oh, it turns out that it's actually happening way before that.
There's something in sales
And
that
you don't know when your season 2 of a show is coming out.
Mm-hmm. Well,
with your wife that's in it.
I'm not justifying his position.
I think his wife would know when her show comes out.
Probably, yeah. I mean, he definitely wouldn't if his wife's in it. Why would he know? It's her project. She probably scolded him.
Talk to your significant
Yeah,
other.
she probably scolded him for like being possessive and a toxic white male with
what
white
do you
hair.
want to know?
Why do you want to?
My career.
Yeah,
Fuck off.
He's just a friend. He's John Cena. I've known John Cena since high school. We go back, way back. But
not to throw shade at John Cena.
Dude, fuck John
Cena. He
Cena.
actually seems like a really nice guy.
I mean, probably. Who gives a shit? Chinese sellout. Dude, I'm so over.
Oh yeah, I forgot about the Chinese sellout.
He goes ching chong bing bing dong and he's eating ice cream in a fucking like car paid for by the CCP, and I'm just like, cool. Remember when you were in the Marine? Like, remember when you were a badass? Like
the Marine.
Yeah.
Was that his breakout?
I don't know if it was his break. He's been in stuff.
The
like,
Marine. Holy shit.
I don't even know if that's the correct title. Is it?
I think it is.
It might be, but I like.
I'm
man.
looking up his fucking filmography now.
John Cena. I don't actually like have an issue with John Cena like as a person. I'm sure he's a decent enough dude, but I'm just like, dude, I'm so sick of Hollywood like actors just selling out. It was the same thing with like LeBron James when he goes to China. He's just like, I'll take all that Chinese money. Like, fuck you, dude. He's also calling America racist and just a shitty place while he's sucking the dick of Xi Jinping or whatever.
BT Dubs, The Marine, came out in 2006.
That's a long time ago.
I didn't think it was fucking 20 years ago,
dude. That's so long ago. Dude, there's a generation that's come and gone.
That was the second movie, by the way.
There's a generation that's come and gone. Like every day there's a few thousand generations that have come and gone. Planned Parenthood has been like you got smoke roaring from those smokestacks. You got
but also with the Superman coming out on VOD this early, it was 35 days after its theatrical release.
Jeez.
Remember when it was like a year before a movie came out on DVD after its theatrical release?
Yeah, you'd have a
people are saying it's like, no, they made all their money in theaters, so now they're gonna put it out on VOD. It's like, no, you didn't. You didn't even surpass the fucking Man of Steel.
No, yeah, they are. I don't.
So there's always been Snyder Bros.
Yeah,
where it's like Snyderverse is goated, blah blah blah. There are already gun whatevers that you want to call them.
Gun gangs. Gun gang.
Where it's like you're one movie in and you're already defending it to the fucking max. It's like, I enjoyed the movie. It's not a good movie, but I enjoyed it.
I'm coining that term, by the way.
Gun gang.
Gun gang. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, it was the Justice Gang in his fucking movie.
That even makes more sense. That's why I'm so smart. Oh, but yeah, I get your point.
The copium around this movie is the copium around the newly introduced DCEU is mind-boggling to me.
Well,
I prefer DC over Marvel, but I'm not fucking sucking DC's dick over this shit.
Right, and you shouldn't be, because no one besides the gun gangs, I don't think there's anyone else who's going to be excited for Supergirl. I think that I think Peacemaker is. I've heard people did hype Peacemaker up, and I had normies come up to me and tell me they really, really enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was like The Boys, but like kind of better, because like season 1 of The Boys was great, and then just dropped the fuck off, and they've made 5 seasons now. 5th one's coming out.
Yeah, they're going hard in The Boys. I'm over it. I haven't had any love for The Boys ever.
I've seen nothing but clips of Peacemaker, and every clip I've seen is like, all right, that's pretty fucking good.
I mean, it looks like it could be.
Like when he's berating an old man.
Yeah.
like he's walking to the car and this old man's like, "You're not Batman." He's like, "Fuck Batman." He goes off on this tirade. And
Here
it's
he
like,
fucked a bat.
that's pretty funny.
So I mean, it's coming out of theaters early. It still needed to make more money, but I don't think it has that any competition for the upcoming future. I mean, between it and the Fantastic Fail, there's not going to be anything else that's really going to be in either of those movies' way besides each other.
Yeah, I mean,
Jurassic World.
Jurassic World. Yeah, everyone knew that one was going to top the box office, but like movies coming up that people are excited for this year. Weapons just came out.
Weapons.
Which everyone says is pretty good.
I want to see it now.
We should probably go see it.
Yeah, I'd be up for that.
It just got more theaters actually because it's doing so well. But also a Warner Brothers thing.
I don't want to see it anymore. Now I'm complete. You should have stopped selling.
They bought it. They didn't make it.
Okay, that's fair.
They bought the distributing rights. But yeah, there's nothing coming out of any significance until like fucking November. Maybe there's a good fucking horror movie in October.
Yeah.
We'll see.
I think the Odyssey is the only movie I'm really. The Odyssey and the new Avatar movies are the only two I think I'm kind of. Avatar,
It's another one where it's like we know like the story's gonna be shit.
Yeah.
But it'd be like, this is kind of a visual spectacle.
Yeah.
So it's like, I'll go see it.
It's a theater experience. It's a theater experience.
Yeah, I haven't watched Avatar at my fucking.
No one will or does. I could take it or leave it for Avatar, but as far as like Odyssey looked, at least for the teaser trailer, it looked pretty good, and I actually I like Tom Holland as an actor. I give Tom Holland maybe more grace than I should because I think he is a great actor. I think he maybe there's an argument to be made that he's overused, but I don't subscribe to that idea.
I wouldn't say so. And I mean, he has been pushed by the industry or whatever, but I think he's kind of got like, it's him and like Timothy Chalamet.
Yeah.
To where like they both been pushed so hard by the industry, but they only really take certain roles. They're not Pedro Pascal. It'll just do everything. They will have 3 movies out in theaters at once.
Yeah,
but when it comes
that's a whole different topic.
Yeah, but when it comes to the box office, I wanted to see the two when it came to Fantastic Four and Superman. Superman right now, I guess it's out of theaters, so that's it. It's 583.
Superman ends at 583. Got it?
Yeah.
In its theatrical run.
And its theatrical run. And
Fantastic Fail. Yep.
I don't think it was that high. It's 434 right now.
Okay.
So I think it's right on the edges with Ant-Man 3.
Okay. Which not great. That's actually kind of that's still pretty bad. I mean,
opening weekend saw like no, it didn't see that much. Opening weekend saw a good chunk of change or whatever. Next weekend, audience dropped 80%. And the weekend after that, it dropped another 60% of the 80%.
Yep.
So it's like, yeah, that one's dead in the water.
And again, these are all weekends where it's Superman, it's Fantastic Fail, and it's Jurassic World. These are the only 3 movies in theaters. And I think Jurassic World probably just stole the box office from everyone. I heard that movie did really, really well.
Because dinosaur
is big brain. So I mean, I would love to. Can you pull up the numbers for Jurassic World?
That's like that meme that comes from Land of the Lost with Will Ferrell. It's like, it's okay. His brain is the size of a walnut, and then the T-Rex throws a walnut from that world, and it's like fucking.
It's huge.
It's the size of a Volkswagen Bug.
Yeah, it's huge. But can you pull up the numbers for Jurassic World? I'd really be curious to compare.
I don't know if it hit a bill yet.
I didn't think it was even close to making a bill.
Oh, it is close.
Wow.
Was it Rebirth? Yeah.
Can you imagine if
there's like fucking 10 different Jurassic movies now?
Can you imagine if Scarlett Johansson got fucked over again in another big movie contract for a movie she was a big part of? Obviously significant.
Oh, we're at 801 right now.
801 is still like that's closer to where my mind was, but that's
250 million above Superman.
Superman, yeah, dude. I honestly, Jurassic World being like
Jurassic movies. These are the fun movies, quote unquote fun movies. Jurassic, Fast, Furious, blah blah blah, makes huge bank overseas, where Superman did not make bank overseas.
And he wasn't even the American way. He wasn't even the American way. They did all that fucking tongue twisting and like bending over backwards to get rid of like all these things that were supposed to make Superman amazing in the American culture. He's not even the American way overseas.
I think I have a bias when it comes to Superman.
That you don't like him or do you like him?
Not as a character, but the cast.
I like the actor.
Because I really like the cast all around, pretty much.
I thought,
I really like David Cornsweet's Superman, so I was like, maybe I'm liking this movie more because of this actor, but I rewatched Superman like last night, and I was like, no, this guy's fucking awesome as Superman. It was just, are we gonna get another DC where we have great casting but shit movies?
I doubt it. I mean, we're not. I mean, yeah, I think we will. I'm sorry. Yeah, invert that. Yeah, I think we're gonna have a good cast, but I mean,
Henry Cavill, great as Superman. Ben Affleck, I love Batfleck.
There were better. There were better than Ben, but yeah, I think he did fine.
Been like 10 other.
I think he was fine. I'm just saying. I think Ben Affleck was okay. Just okay.
Calm down.
He's just fine.
But yeah, he just never got a good movie. I would say Man of Steel is a better movie, so I would kind of say Henry Cavill got a good movie.
Yeah, I would say so.
Kind of lean on the
Well, you had so much stupid. Like, here's the thing with James Gunn. He is
the Jor-El thing is just you can't come back from, really.
You can't. Now, I mean, if you wanted to tell your own story, you have to change something fundamental. And you drew the wrong straw. And that's whatever. It is what it is. Sometimes that's not even the director's fault. He just picked the wrong story. Like it happens. Sometimes you really like something that just doesn't land.
I don't even know if this is estimated based on inflation. But Man of Steel 670, Superman 2025 583.
Yeah, no.
Almost 100 mil short.
Yeah, it's not close.
And Man of Steel was considered a failure.
Yeah, we're fucked because they were doing.
So it's like 12 years later, how do you consider this one?
I think that the only way that the industry can fix movies is to lower their budgets and to stop doing reshoots. Like, you have to pick a script and you have to double down and lean into it. You have to. These
what that James Gunn was saying? It's like, yeah, no, we're not making the movie till we have a final script. And then here we hear that he had a bunch of fucking reshoots for Superman. It's like, your first movie, you're already fucking lying. This guy, dude. James Gunn is just a...
Well, forget his words and forget his actions. Forget everything about him. Let's just look at the result. Let's look at the movie. The movie is absolute garbage. It's just garbage. The movie. Okay, I'm being facetious. The movie had a lot of enjoyable moments in it. I think I actually even gave it a semi-positive review.
A bad movie that I enjoyed.
Yeah.
Same I would say with Thunderbolts.
Exposition, or too much exposition.
BT Dubs, that was the first thing I noticed when I was rewatching it yesterday. I was like, oh, fucking James is right.
Yeah, too much exposition.
There's a lot of exposition.
There's so much fucking exposition.
The first sentence is just exposition.
Yeah. So it's way too much exposition. You had a lot of really
It's the second movie in a fucking trilogy. That's what it feels like.
Yeah, but you chose like the worst characters to pull out from. Like, I thought that Nathan did a great job as
Nathan always says great
as like Guy Gardner. I thought this was a great interpretation of Guy Gardner. I actually really enjoyed. But I thought that that Morph guy,
Metamorph.
Yeah, I thought that was horribly done. I thought that was his story is actually really good, and you know his story from even the DC, the animated, the Justice League Unlimited series, told a really awesome version of his story, and I thought that was really good. And then you put him in here, he's got a kid, and he's just like really, really fucking weird, just really awkward little monstrosity. And the monkeys on typewriters thing was stupid and dumb.
There's a lot of stupid stuff.
There was a lot of stupid stuff. You didn't need any of that. You could have had it be like some really terrifying machine, or even I don't know if this is
7 AI.
Well, I don't know if this is canonically possible, but is it possible that there could exist a piece or a fragment of Brainiac that Lex could get his hands on and
manipulate?
I don't know. I would like to find, like, I'm just that's kind of just an idea, but as an
I think he should
alternative,
be the big bad, but
you could foreshadow Brainiac if it was possible. And again, I'm trying not to like butcher the lore and not actually saying it is. But if you could have a piece or a fragment of Brainiac and Lex could be using that to like destroy Superman's reputation online rather than the fucking monkeys, you could both foreshadow Brainiac and still accomplish the same result without needing an army of stupid monkeys.
which really leads nowhere. It's mentioned twice, basically, like when Lois is quote unquote interviewing Superman. She brings up super shit, and he's like, you know how much that bothers me? And then it's not mentioned again, really, until he's like, yeah, and I got all these monkeys that are just doing hate.
Well, and you know what's fucking easier than using a multi-dimension filled with a bunch of like monkeys you had to teach to use like to type and teach how to use social media in order to shit on Superman? A fucking AI.
So
like Grok. Like fuck, like you could have just
or
used
Elmo's X account.
yeah, you could have just yeah, Lex could have just used like ChatGPT or Grok and just fucking accomplished the same thing.
Yeah, there's a bunch of dumb shit like that, and then the whole like fighting on a chessboard slash virtual. Like he's just like A1 and now do 36B, and it's like,
Yep. There's
first of all, Superman fights at like a super speed.
yeah, ridiculously fast. Well, and you have
It's like, all right, so okay, Lex, maybe we give it the benefit of doubt where his mind just works faster than most people. That's why he's so goddamn smart or whatever.
right.
But then he's also yelling the commands out to other people that have to input it. The ping, and that is ridiculous.
Well, what about like Ultraman,
It's like,
right?
what's your latency at, bro?
Well, I mean, probably instantaneous. I mean, or probably as fast as like he probably gets fed information like light speed. Like Lex.
The only way that could possibly work is if Lex and Ultraman basically were connected through the mind.
Yeah. That would be the better, like a more explainable, justifiable thing and not ridiculously dumb. Like you want to.
Not seeing a move, have to calculate the move, get out the command, yell out the command, have someone else interpret your command, put it into a computer, has to go out to another person.
Well, and let me just say, I was paying pretty
Your
damn.
internet's fucking great.
I was paying pretty damn close. You obviously know I was paying pretty close attention to breaking down the movie and trying to trying to both enjoy it but also understand it. I didn't pick up on the chessboard move thing until you brought that up, and so like
You didn't hear him yelling out commands?
well, I thought like okay, so think of it this way, like Iron Man, like in Iron Man versus Hulk when he's with Veronica, he's like I need this piece, like he's calling down pieces. They're not named for like the name was like didn't matter, so I wouldn't. It was a minor detail that I wasn't paying attention to and didn't catch. So I heard obviously what he was saying, but the correlation between that and the chessboard I didn't pick up on. So that's all. I obviously heard him say those words in that order, but I didn't understand that he was making chess moves.
That was just my like an analogy for it. It's not really like it is a chessboard because I think he says like 58Z or something at some point, so it's not like it.
Yeah, like
It's just that's how I interpret it.
well, but to your bigger and more core point, the fact that Lex was able to keep up and make any verbal command that would be relayed to Ultraman mid-fight at super speed is impossible. It was impossible in the scenario they created in the movie.
Well, I mean, just imagine if it was Lex in the fight that was super powered, and then he had to like run the gambit in his mind in order to count. It's just it doesn't work. It's dumb, and I know this movie sucks.
Counterpoint
and
to that?
it's dumb, but I liked it.
Counterpoint to that, Lex has history of building his own super suits and going toe to toe with Superman.
True.
So I mean, there in his mind is right. I think he's only second to like Batman in intelligence in that universe, and like I guess Brainiac. So I mean, he's in the upper echelon of like the smartest people in that universe and how fast his brain works and how quick. But he can't verbally articulate at super speed. He can maybe his own reaction time might be that good if he's like set up with a super suit, but in almost every example, you could also see Superman holding back.
You also say he's like in the upper echelon of some of the smartest people in DC Universe, but the thing that they do with him in this movie is that he only cares about his public image, which annoyed the fuck out of me too.
Yeah, the social media thing was kind of dumb. You didn't need a social media girlfriend just to give him some sort of like weakness to exploit, like a mole inside of the agency.
Yeah, he's basically like, they're calling an alien Superman. I don't want to be Superman.
Yeah. So
Yeah, so I can acknowledge there are dumb shit in this movie. I still enjoyed it, and it still failed, technically speaking.
yeah, from financially, it was not what they needed it to be, and I don't think they're going to be able to see a profitable dollar in this until one of two things could
Maybe
be.
VOD does it, but I highly doubt it.
I don't think it will. I mean,
If physical was still an option,
well, people will just pirate it. They'll go like on the seven seas, and just hang out. If they want.
I hung out with Jack Sparrow to rewatch it.
Yeah. So you got a there's two
I
scenarios.
was gonna pay $30 to fucking rent it.
There's two scenarios that could make them profitable in DC going forward. It's you need to make the production significantly lower, and you need to pick one script, and you have to lean into it and double down. You cannot go through revisions. You can't go through reshoots. You need to penny fucking pinch in order, because you'll still make ridiculous money if you got a name attached to it. Like if Superman had gotten its budget down significantly, they would be profitable and they would have been okay, and they could have had a better justification for like going forward.
Spend $100 million on a movie.
Yeah, that
instead of 250.
It's cut the costs or wait until there's another big name that people are excited to see. But
Well, it's also funny because they always used like COVID as like an excuse. It's like, oh, people, still haven't, recovered from COVID or whatever, going to the movies. They tried to use that shit with like Spider-Man, and Spider-Man did over $1 billion. And then Batman 2022.
well, dude, don't even have to look at superhero movies. Top Gun Maverick.
Over $1 billion.
Yeah, you don't have to look exclusively at superhero movies. Avatar was still profitable, even though it wasn't that great. So I mean, like during COVID, even during COVID, there were movies that were breaking out and going big.
So in 2022, the Batman came out, and that made 772.
Yeah,
That was just a Batman street level Batman movie with fucking the dude from Twilight.
well, or even let's go lower.
That even wasn't considered that great of a success for Warner Brothers.
Let's shrink it down. Not a major production. Let's go down the list to The Creator, right? Like we watched The Creator, did a review on that one. It wasn't gangbusters, but it was hugely profitable, right? Because they had such a low budget on that film. Then you also had like The Sound of Freedom, which
want to rewatch that movie, by the way.
I love that movie. You have like your criticism that I remember was that there was too much coincidence in how the characters were bumping into each other and finding each other. Legitimate, but I thought that the themes that they were playing with, like how people are interacting with AI or like alternative versions of intelligence, and the morale of
Does this unit have a soul?
yeah, the morals of
Yes, Legion,
our
you have a
interactions with like AI and things like that. I thought were very timely. I thought they were timely. I thought those were pretty good. Then you had so you had Sound of Freedom and you have The Creator, both of which had ridiculously low budgets, but both popped off and made great money for what the studio spent on them. Paid out huge. Millions of dollars.
Yeah, but this is like a superhero fatigue. Like, I've been going against it for a while. I thought it was always just bad movie fatigue, but apparently people, even in the comic space, that are very critical on superhero movies, like the Fantastic Four more than Superman, but it made $150 million less.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I think. Let me make
I mean, it could be brand damage too with Marvel.
It could be. Thought experiment for you, and I want to get your take on this. It's not super. Okay, I'm gonna make a position. It's not gonna be my position. It's just gonna be an argument I want to throw out and kind of go over real quick. Let's say it's not superhero fatigue, and it's not bad movie fatigue. Let's say it's monetary. It's a lack of monetary discipline from the studio side of things. If you could create the same story, because the story is just the script. If you could tell that same story for $50 to $100 million versus $200 to $300 million and a marketing budget of $150 million and splitting the profits with the studio or with the theaters, $600 million is a really, really good profit if you can get your budget down to $50 to $100 million. Now all of a sudden, are we talking fatigue? Even because now they're all profit. Now the movies are all profitable if you get your budgets down to a reasonable amount. Do you think? I don't think people stopped.
Well, no, I still, I would say it's still fatigue because like 5 years ago, you had movies making $1 billion left and right.
Well, but those were all at the tail end of a decade long story or longer. Spider-Man was 20 years. Marvel was 10 years. DC was about 10 years. So I mean, you had all those big blowouts of like blockbusters at the tail end of their franchises storylines. So I would point to that. But I think that every one of these movies making, let's say, 400 plus million would almost all be profitable if the budgets of the film were like disciplined and proportionate.
Yeah.
And at that point, if all of these movies were quote unquote profitable, even if they were bad, we would now all of a sudden be saying, would we still be saying superhero fatigue? Because they'd all be quote unquote profitable if the studios could get their discipline get some discipline in how they run their finances with the movie's budgets.
Yeah, it's much, I don't know. Well, yeah, you get your spending down and make the same amount that you were when you were overspending. Obviously, there's going to be a profit margin there.
I think there's also an entailment to this. If you bring your budgets for the movie's production down, it forces creativity and problem solving.
Well, that's why horror movies have been so prevalent for the past 20 years now, is because they cost basically nothing.
Right.
And so putting them out in theaters is like whatever they make, it's just profit.
Yeah.
It's like, what? Okay, so this is The Dark Knight. This must be adjusted for inflation because $185 million budget, which is a lot.
That's a lot.
In 08. Made 1.01 billion.
Sure.
The Dark Knight Rises, $250 million budget, made 1.14 billion.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, in order to spend that much money,
you should have some idea that it's going to make ridiculous like payback.
well, there's also confidence in the project. It's like, okay, so this is Christopher Nolan.
When was the last Christopher?
WB always has faith in Christopher Nolan.
When was his last L? Did he?
Tenet.
Okay.
That was actually during COVID. No one went to it in theaters, and everyone, I guess, pretended to be dumber than they actually are. It's like, I don't understand this movie. It's like, yeah, I don't really understand it either. It's still a good movie.
People pretended that with Inception too.
Inception was a lot easier to grasp than Tenet.
But my point was that the people still pretended like they didn't get it, or that it was like super like, or it wasn't like.
It's a dream within a dream within a dream. What's there not to get?
Yeah, it's easy to.
Time moves slower on each level.
So obviously he made up the rules, but I mean,
he always likes fucking with time.
And fair enough, he should. He does a good job with it.
But yeah, no, and these superhero movies, I think it's dead. I don't think the DCU is gonna get off the ground, especially if their next movie is fucking Supergirl.
No, you can't have that right after Superman. And honestly,
No,
if he's got
have been a Batman, WB is the most retarded company in the world. Why not just incorporate Robert Pattinson's Batman into this universe instead of it's like, oh, we're gonna make the Batman 2, but then we're also going to introduce a new Batman into this universe.
Meanwhile, we have
basically the same fucking age as Robert Pattinson.
Yeah, I mean, I think that
it's not like a new Batman.
No, I agree, and I think
Damian
that Robert Pattinson.
Wayne.
I think I mentioned that. I think Robert Pattinson should have been the guy to like be in the DC extended universe under James Gunn.
Yeah, why not just bump up? Okay, so the Batman was like year 2 Batman. Why not just go 10 years? Because Robert Pattinson's gonna be like 40 or something.
Yeah,
when the Batman 2 comes out.
Well, and I don't know.
It's like, so, and James Gunn wants to make a Damian Wayne his Robin, skipping over the other 3 superior Robins.
Yep.
It's like, why not just make a seasoned Robert Pattinson with Damian Wayne?
Here's my take. Robert Pattinson as Nightwing. And then no, I'm kidding. I'm just fucking around. But all right, I think we've talked.
And then Jorah Mormont from fucking Game of Thrones is Batman again.
Yeah.
Here's the Batman Titan series. It sucked.
Love it. Okay. So I mean, but I don't know if I. You might have said an answer, but I don't know if I picked it up. What is your opinion? Do you have a response to the idea that if these movies just had a better budget and a better financial discipline, that assuming the same result at the theaters, we would still be talking about superhero fatigue if all these movies were now quote unquote profitable. Would we still be talking about it? Because again, I want to before you respond, there's an entailment to the idea that if they got their budgets under control and lowered their financial investment into these movies, that you might be able to force creativity from the people whose budgets are now more restricted. So there might be an entailment to that.
Well, I mean, you're changing up how Marvel even operates.
We're talking DC still. Well, all superhero movies, Marvel, DC, like whatever. It's a hypothetical. If these studios had these movies'
yes
budgets
and no,
reasonable,
because there is no creativity going into it. Bo DeMeo actually had he went on another fucking Twitter rampage, destroying Marvel and how they operate. There is no creativity going into these movies. It's Kevin Feige and fucking what's his second in command, but his second in command hates
Jon Favreau.
No,
oh.
no. It's not like a recognizable name.
Sure, okay.
He hates comic books.
Oh yeah, I bet.
So it's
I
like
buy that.
anything you pitch, just try to make it less comic booky, and it's like Kevin's only addition is like, let's make it fun.
Yeah, I hate that. I hate that for them.
There is no creative going into this. It's not like a director with a vision or anything. It's like, all right, we have this planned out. Let's cast a director to make this movie. And they don't have anything to do with any fight scenes with CGI because we already have those planned out. It's like there is no creativity in Marvel whatsoever.
I mean, DeMeo is someone who has had his eyes inside of that industry long enough that, I mean, there's no reason to distrust that. You could make a case that he's jaded and he's obviously has his feuds with Marvel.
He got fired.
Yeah, so he's obviously jaded, and you got to take that into consideration when deciding whether or not to trust his testimony on things. But
he's one of the few people in Hollywood that got fired and said, fuck it, I'm burning all the bridges, instead of, oh, let's keep all the bridges.
yeah, well, and I mean, oh yeah, I just reminded myself of the Gina Carano thing, but I don't want to go down that rabbit hole. We only have one more story to cover. Do we even
really want to get into it?
Well, it's on the thumbnail, so let me just let me just speed run it because it's not breaking news. But basically, just to recap, because we covered this last week with so Steam. The Steam platform that hosts the majority of the games on PC is like the number one platform for buying and selling games on PC, has been penalized and basically become the whipping boy in the breach of payment processors like Visa and MasterCard. PayPal jumped into the fray and pulled payment processing for for several different countries in smaller markets around the world, and their customer service was trying to blame Steam for it, just saying, oh, you have an issue with Steam if you can't use PayPal in these countries. Well, Steam responded to the whole thing, and I actually had sorry, I got to go back to my bookmarks here because I had that pulled up. We had Steam. Oh, I thought I had that. Sorry, that's my bad, guys. So Steam responded on their payment page, so basically saying that they put a text blurb above PayPal saying that if you were having problems with PayPal where you are, that the issue was directly related to PayPal, or saying that the issue was PayPal deciding to pull payment processing inside of those countries, which I guess pissed off PayPal, and now they're going back and forth on that side of things. But it's really weird to me that you have so few litigators and legislators getting into the fray here on what to do about this whole situation, because you had, what was it, over 100 games that were all just pulled from Steam as a result of the MasterCard Visa debacle, where Visa was basically saying, you can't have any game, we won't be processing payments for any games that violate our terms of service, and their terms of service include vague things like potential risk to brand reputation or brand image, things like that are so ambiguous and amorphic that they could never be legally pinned down in any meaningful way. So we talked about last week how Trump had put out an executive order that seemed like it was going to have the consequential impact of helping out the gaming community in this fight, even though that may not have been the intended purpose. Mm-hmm. So But it's weird to me that not one legislator I know of has gotten into what's going on with payment processors and the fact that they are basically a third or fourth branch of government that has made it illegal to have entire industries exist. Debanking.
Well, this
right?
is like another situation to where it's like the people in power don't really know exactly what's going on. It's kind of like gambling for kids and gaming too.
Yeah.
To where it's like we had to bitch about loot boxes for years until Battlefront 2
Yep.
came out, and then like other countries are just like, hey man, this is gambling for kids. And
Yeah.
then all of a sudden the government's like, oh shit, maybe we should be talking about this.
And it wasn't even the American. It was the EU
Yeah.
that pushed that legislation forward to solve the issue. Like the EU has they have some of the best legislation and then also some of the worst. They are very much like on both ends of the like autistic spectrum of governance. Like on one hand they'll be like, all right, we want to make sure that we don't put like porn in front of children. And then on the other hand, if you complain about your daughter being like attacked on the streets of London,
we can't have a couple of grape gangs.
we can't have grape gangs. We can't have them. They can't like.
What country would we be without them?
Yeah, they're a staple. They're like fish and chips. So yeah, they just are so autistic when it comes to like how they govern and what rules and laws they're gonna put out there into the world.
Quick side note: this is probably going to totally derail us.
Don't derail. Don't do it though. Do it.
I watched a video of a 13-year-old getting arrested because she was out after curfew. Because apparently they have like a 5 p.m. curfew in the UK when it comes to minors. So they were dragging her away. She was getting food after school.
I'm really surprised.
And they're dragging her away, arresting her. And it's like, and you guys are doing nothing else about the other major problems?
Yeah, all the major problems over in the EU.
13-year-old girl getting Mickey D's at 5 p.m.
Yeah, this is why I don't respect Europe. You guys are absolute degenerate like monsters over there. You guys have your leaders are elected by you, so it's like. You guys are kind of the like when
maybe they had like a 2020 election.
Just a bunch of ballots that just got stuffed everywhere and just
my dead grandpa voted 5 times.
Yeah, well, maybe I doubt it. Canada doesn't have that excuse.
That's true.
Canada has no excuse for their shit.
Told you it'd be a little bit of derailment.
Yeah, thanks for that.
Yep.
Okay, so real quick in the article, Valve comments on the ongoing Steam PayPal issue, and in earlier in the week, we covered, spotted by the folks at Rock Paper Scissors. Several Steam users had noticed that they weren't able to make payments using the PayPal option. We had covered the new earlier in the week from Valve. In early 2025, PayPal notified Valve that the acquiring bank for payment transactions in certain currencies was immediately terminating the processing of any transactions related to Steam. So yeah, you still have a lot of areas of the world that dollars that are or types of currency that are not impacted by this. Valve noted that the issue was not affecting the following currencies, and then hit all of
the
these
big
up.
ones.
Yeah, all the big ones. But the issue was that the idea is that PayPal was doing something minor so that they could sneak it under the radar and test it in smaller markets to see what that would actually do to them if they did double down and commit to like full bore pulling out. Valve reached out to RPS and stated that the support issues from PayPal acquiring banks were linked to content issue controversies, which was also the same justification we just went over with why MasterCard and Visa were demanding that certain content be pulled as well. I looked at a map of how payment processing works and how that's kind of broken out, like how the money moves from person to bank to MasterCard, Visa to the receiving bank, and then the inversion of all of that. And I don't understand why you even need payment processors when you have all these banks that could just collaborate with each other and move the money between each other. I don't understand what I'm missing there. So, I mean, we'll have to wait and see what's up with that. But I think when
it comes to finances, I'm not very well versed. Like the thing that piqued my interest right there was like, why do they call it the Japanese yen? Who else uses the yen? Or you have to say it's the
China.
Japanese yen. But then I was like, oh, then I type in yen and it's like Japanese yen to United States dollar. And it's like, oh, so why is it called the United States dollar when we're the only one that calls it a dollar?
Hey, all right, guys, we are going to have to wrap it up there. Thank you guys so much for tuning into this episode of the Third Party Podcast. We hope you guys enjoyed yourselves. If you did, please consider subscribing. It is free, the best way to support the channel. It means a lot to us. We are still trying to grow. We've had a little bit of a dry spell here for content coming out, and I apologize for that. That's all on me, but we will hopefully be able to get back into the swing of things and get you guys some more regular content here coming up into the future. Don't forget to hang out for our live streams. We have a plan we are going to be live streaming tomorrow. The plan right now is to play Battlefield 6 Open Beta, and we are looking forward to that, and we should have more streams coming out throughout the week. So, with all of that out of the way, don't forget, guys, Third Party Studios is here to encourage you guys to go out and tell additional stories. Anything that you guys are working on or have in your mind, write it down, get to work on making it happen, and go put it out into the ether. We need more content creators to create original vision so that we can replace the industry that is failing us all right now, and it comes down to each and every one of us. So with that said, go tell your stories, and we will see you on the next one. Peace out.
Bye.
I tell myself that everything will end up alright. Just push yourself, test yourself, figure out what you like, and find your limits, don't be rigid, always work towards a prime. Surround yourself with open minds, people can change your life. A few friends with intent can help you feel alive. Find a passion, take some action, and with a little time, just be patient, make a statement, try to enjoy your life.